Right, Hello. Oh, I've just woke up, man. I woke up on the couch, man, all over the place. Like, where am I? How you doing, all right?
Good.
Aye, good.
So at least Aberdeen got down here. I don't think we Tam's met MIA as usual. I think Stacey said she's doing stuff, isn't she? But we've got to remember Stacey's on holiday, man, isn't she? So she's got the holiday heat on. But so how are you feeling about the night then, Alan? I'll go in the clock because I see Alan. I'll go in the clock all day, right? Alan, how are you feeling about the night's game? Sitting here now.
Confident. I'm confident we'll get the win. Obviously, they've just lost their manager. Could there be a new manager bounce with this caretaker? I don't know, but they've had the bad weather up there. How much preparation has this guy actually had? So it could. I don't know, but I'm confident we'll win the game. Might not be a trouncing, but I'll go for 2-0.
Aye. How about yourself, John? How are you feeling about it?
I am pretty much the same as Alan. You've got to be confident after Saturday. If we don't take any confidence out of that game, then we shouldn't be there. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I think it'll be I don't know. It's one of these ones, as Alan said as well. The new manager bounce. You don't know how they're going to. Some of their players now are fighting for their job really. Especially ones that haven't really been getting a bit of a run in the team or anything like that. You normally find new guy comes in and he'll bring one or two in that's been sort of on the fringes, no playing. And sometimes I think that's where the bounce comes from. It's the guys that you bring in that hasn't been playing.
Aye.
But we should win this tonight. We should have the full backing of the fans for the kick-off, and we should be going for the throat. I'm expecting to win 3-0.
Aye. That's what I've just put on the page. I've put up my score prediction thing and I've gone 3-0. Because, like I said on the page today, I think the manager's job's kind of sort of not more difficult now, but he's got to think of the psychological side. Like, let's calm down a bit. You know what I mean? We don't want them making any rash tackles or, running a bit like headless chickens. You know what I mean? We need them to calm down a wee bit. I know that might sound a bit weird, but that it's the psychological side of it. They're on a major high. It's like, right, forget about that. Let's move on to this game. But some of that will come into the fact that at this level anyway, and they know that they need to put that behind them and, just focus on tonight's game. But Chermiti's got to start. I mean, somebody said, no, they should rest them. You don't rest somebody that's on fire like that. So I'll drop that one on you, Alan.
Chermiti, he'll be full of confidence. He'll be absolutely buzzing right now. He'll be desperate to get back on the park and score again. I think it strikes me as the type of player that when he's in the mood, he'll be confident, he'll be scoring, and he's, as you say, you just need to keep playing him and he'll get better and better. That's what I think anyway.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
You know yourself, John, innit? It's a confidence thing, innit? Keep going, boy. Just
he's going.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I said the other night when you and I were on that I felt as if if you looked at his stats with Everton and whatever else he's played, 4 games, 5 games. The boy needs games. He can't just be in for 1 game and then out for 3 or 4 and then on for 10 minutes as a sub when we're last 10 minutes of the game. He needs games. And what I've seen in him the last few weeks is because he's had games, Miovski's been injured, so he's been the only option really to start the game. His confidence is coming. He's got link-up play. The last 2 games before Celtic was brilliant. And then Saturday, another great performance. So long may it continue.
Absolutely. And he's not going to drop. I think we're talking here, and this is maybe my fault for asking the question. He's not going to drop him. There's no way. He's probably the first name in his sheet. And if we did drop him, his confidence might take a nosedive. So it's like, wait a minute, but I think I'm barking up the wrong tree completely here. Somebody, when we were talking off air, I won't use the words that we used off air, but there was a couple of chaps on the page said, we've got to play Tav now because we need him for his free kicks and corners. Make your mind up. You know what I mean? We've got more every single player in that pitch should be able to hit a dead ball. You know what I mean? It's not and I think a free kicks from that game at the weekend there, I think a lot of the other stuff that happened was lost in translation, if you like, because of the hiring offer. We defended free kicks and our corners were a lot better. All right, we didn't score from any, but they look pretty threatening now. When we get what I'm saying, I see when we get a corner now, you're actually not checking your bookie, you're not checking your score, you're cooping to see how you're doing because you know you're not going to score. We look like a threat now at a corner, and I like that.
I think they said during the game we've scored 8 goals from corners this season. Only Hearts were above us. I think they've scored 12.
Yeah.
So it's definitely improved since this set piece coach came in.
Yeah, look,
the thing just in, is it?
The thing, if you bring a set piece coach in, right, he's not doing his job right if he's only got one player taking all the set pieces. You know what I mean? Because what happens if that player's injured and can't play? Who takes your set pieces? You know,
exactly, yeah.
Martin
O'Neill's back. I'm not really bothered about them. So hang on, let me just ban this guy. Angelique goes, goodbye, you dirty fart knocker. The team isn't in. I hate when people do this. I'm deleting that because the team is not out. The Rangers haven't deleted the team. See, I'm because people, in case it's wrong. It's a Loving Cup today as well, which is always a nice ceremony, isn't it? I quite like that. It's nice when you see it as well in Ibrox. Quite a nice ceremony. It's only Stoke that have got it as well, isn't it? What's the story again? It's to do with Stoke, isn't it? The Loving Cup.
I think there was only so many of them made in Stoke City and Rangers. I think they were the clubs that got them.
Yeah, it's quite a nice thing. But Ibrox should be. Well, I mean, Ibrox will be busier than it was. I mean, I don't think it will be full tonight because the weather's rotten from what I understand. I get sunburned today, mind you, but the weather's rotten. But there'll still be more people there because I saw Rangers saying there's tickets and still. But the lads will get, no matter what the score is, the players will get some reception tonight when they walk out, especially when the teams walk out at the start of the game. It'll be nice for them.
Yeah.
I think that's when I saw Danny's press interview with Sky yesterday, and that was one of the things he said. He was really pleased the connection between the fans and the players now. So you think if they can keep playing the way they're playing, you're going to have more fans cheering them than booing them. Because you know how Ibrox can get at times. There's a lot of. If it's still 0 after 20 minutes, you'll get the moaning will start, and if they keep doing what they're doing, then you reckon they'll. It's a good atmosphere will come back. There'll be more cheering than booing.
Ibrox is on you. When Ibrox is on your side, we're on your side, and I tell you what, they'll be right on their side tonight. And I'm just glad it's at Ibrox, that game at Parkhead, because, like I say, the main thing I'm taking away from Parkhead the other day, apart from the 3 points, is that shirt all of a sudden, the weight of it left their shoulders, John. That was just nice to see, man.
Aye. Well, look, it's been sort of. I think Danny Rowe's got to take massive credit for the way he's handled the players he's inherited.
Mm-hmm.
And even touching on what we were talking about there, Richard Matey, right, about whether he'll start the game or not. That, to me, he's definitely starting. But I think if it was under Russell Martin, you could have expected him not to start. You could expect him to get in there, score 2 goals, and then say, we don't want to push him, stick him back on the bench or not even in the squad. You know what I mean? He was that bizarre with his lineup and his teams. Yeah. So, yeah, I think we've gone a long way on Saturday to get everybody pulling in the same direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think as well, to me, he's not going to. I think he's always going to be a 60-minute player, or he'll always get subbed because of the kind of person player as he runs his heart out, and it'll be that high from the weekend there from the Celtic game. They'll play the day, then there may be a kind of crash. If you know what I mean, the adrenaline might drop off and all that, and he gets heavy legs. But I'm still, Miovski's not a bad player to come off the bench, and it's all there for him to come on and score tonight. You want to go with that, Alan?
Aye, definitely. I think Miovski had that wee patch where he scored in two games in a row, and then I think he also picked up a wee injury, and was he ill or something as well? But it's one of those ones. If you can play balls to his feet and get him to run onto the ball, that seems to be strength. He's no. I don't think he's no as good a link-up player as Chermiti is.
He's more a box player, isn't he? He's in that 18-yard box in.
Well, I think
But the thing is, we're trying that in training. We're practicing that kind of stuff in training.
Yeah.
On you go, John. Sorry.
No, I think Miovski will definitely make a contribution between now and the end of the season with goals. You know what I mean? He's, as you said, Frank, he's a really good player to have in the squad, and to bring him on in games. If we need to rest Chermiti, he starts the next one. Chermiti comes on. So there's a bit. We've got, with Chermiti hitting the form, getting better, we now appear to have a couple of decent strikers up there.
Aye. And I think it's somebody like Miovski as well. Miovski was the first person to say, play him. These guys aren't stupid. If he's on form, don't get me wrong, the boy will want to play, but he's certainly not going to be upset when the other strikers banging him in. So another thing that it's coming up now people are starting to get upset. Where's the signings? Where's the signings? I'm at. What do you want a signing so quickly for? We're just not going to be held to ransom. And it's not that easy, but people are now getting into panic on what's the date? The 7th. So we are a week into it, which is fair enough. But I'm quite comfortable now. I wanted 3 players in the 1st of January, but I'm realistic. What about you, Alan?
I thought there would have been players in, from the off. I thought there would have been maybe 1 or 2 announced straight away. I thought they would have been. They've also brought that guy Bjornaby in, who's been working alongside Cavan on that, looking at targets. But it's obviously, as you said before, they've got to deal with agents, and it's no straight. So it's obviously they've got to negotiate. I'd imagine they will get players in, and as you say, they're not going to be held to ransom. They're not going to just go out and agree to pay 5 million for a player that they think's only worth 2, for example.
Yeah. I think we'll probably let's use 3 million. Say a player's market value, the computer stuff's 3 million. Rangers are probably going to have to pay 4.5 now, maybe. I don't know, 10, 20, 30% over what the market value is. What do you think, John?
I think the reason we'll have to get any players in now is, and this is just me, but I think we're looking to bring in loan players rather than signing players for money. And I think this is where the problem will be when negotiating with other clubs to say, look, because I know they're trying to do it with the boy Penrice. They're trying to get him on loan. And AEK, I think...
We can only take one more loan player. We're only allowed 6, and we've got 5. Aye, no, that's something to think of. Aye. I know what you mean, though, John. I don't like to interrupt, but that's a fact.
Thanks for pointing that out. You know what I mean?
Aye. The Collins get, we just want it's like I'll let you. We want the right players, and it's players what and the right player just might not be there. So but like we said like you said, Alan, we've got this head scout, whatever you want to call him, and he's there for a reason, and he's not coming in and not signing anyone this transfer window.
No, exactly. And they were going to. Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say there. I had something in my head there, but I forgot.
I know it's horrible when it happens, isn't it? Sorry, I do it all the time. But no, we'll get players in, and like I say, the left again. We've said it all the time. The left-sided players, what we need a left back. Elliot Watt from Motherwell. That name comes up a lot. What's it? Right, see this. What's the problem? They're worth more than that, mate. So what? I don't understand this. What do you want them to do? Just they're worth that for a reason. They don't just throw money about willy-nilly.
That's what I was going to say. Obviously, the size of our squad is huge. So do you think they're maybe trying to trim the squad as well before they bring too many players in.
That'd be a
100%.
dangerous game to play, though. But I think that'd be a dangerous game. What if we can't get rid of players right to the death? You know what I mean? And what if the players were rid of saying, if their wages are going to have at such and such a team in Denmark, they're not going to leave. I wouldn't leave. You know what I mean? Because we all know a lot of these players have money that they'll never win. Aye.
See, if you look at
right, hang on.
They've sort of named 5 players, right? And if you look at the 5 that they've named, they're not getting a game for the team they know anyway. Kieran Dowell, Danilo, Matondo, Enciala. These guys are in the starting games. They're basically at best on the bench. So I want to be too.
Here's a team. Right, I'll write Butland, Tavernier, Fernandez, Suter, Magoma, Barron, Raskin, Diamonde, Moore, Gasimer, Chimiti. One more time. Butland, Tav, Fernandez, Suter, Magoma, Barron, Raskin, Diamande, Moore, Gasimer, Chimiti. And the subs are Kelly, Nizala, Aarons, Sterling, Matondo, Dow, Asgard, Nizovsky, Danilo. That's pretty. You could have probably guessed. We would have been far away with that, wouldn't we not?
No.
Aye. But look, Chimiti. That was the first one I looked for, was Chimiti. So I'm all right with that. Tav. You know, Tav still puts a shift. I don't want to dwell on Tav too much because it's I don't think we should. No, this is a point that we should get pretty cocky after beating Celtic. No, we had Saturday and Sunday to get cocky. That I've moved on from that. It was brilliant the last 48 hours, so I'm quite moved on for that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not paying that much attention to the rumours, but no, Asgard. I thought Asgard might have played tonight because this is a game he might do all right in. Because I still think Asgard, his booking early doors ruined him the other day. But I know, listen, I get it. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but I'm quite happy with that team, to be honest. Let me stick it on the page. But aye, that's all right, actually. I'm quite happy with that team. Aye. Moore. I mean, that's another man. He was I haven't looked at team news. So how are you feeling about the team then? Now you've seen it.
It's a good team. I think it's probably the strongest team they could go for at the moment.
Aye.
Tavernier, he's sometimes he can make mistakes, but he's still a good player at the end of the day.
I know there's issue with him. And when Tav makes a mistake, it's the goalkeeper making a mistake. You know what I mean? He's effed up again. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's Smelly thing still works. It's like that. It's he's just but
it's the bench it worries me.
I know it's poor, isn't it?
There's out of that 5 that they said they're going to try and offload. There's 4 of them on the bench. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
but the fact, look, this is quite a good comment. Tav is a worry, but it's Aberdeen and he should cope. The thing is, Aberdeen used to be a dead cert 3 points at Ibrox. That's what people forgot. But then there was, remember during those those crappy. Remember they won one game on Wednesday night, and it was as if they'd won the World Cup. How can we fuck this transfer window? I don't get that. Go on.
I remember, was it one game they beat us at Ibrox when I think Scott Brown scored a diving header or something, and it was like as if he'd won the World Cup, as you said.
I think it was quite early on in the season as well, because I seem to remember leaving Ibrox and it was still semi-light or talking crap there. I can't admit it. I can't tell you. I know, O'Neill. I'm not going to dwell too much on Celtic because I know I was watching other people today talking about Celtic, their whole podcast. It's not the day with us, man. You know, I mean, we've just got to go and win our games. Look, the unfortunate thing is, we will lose games. There's no doubt about that along the way, but just not this one, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Because it takes a win right out of ourselves if we lose tonight. He's there.
Aye.
Off my Wi-Fi going. Oh no!
Oh, it's still here.
All right, okay, aye. No, but we've got to win tonight, man. It's because if it don't even a draw. The thing is, I'm going to say this before every podcast now. We've got to win this game. You know, it's as simple as that. Like Thomas says here, just keep focused. And I think the game on Saturday might be a bit ropey, but the judge, I mean, we're talking off air, Alan, weren't we? Aberdeen's getting hit quite hard because I know the guys are not getting offshore at the moment, they're on hotels in Aberdeen, you know, and that's and if the airport's not open, Pittodrie's not open, you know what I mean?
Pittodrie's closed at the moment. There's nobody in Pittodrie at all. And I've seen the pictures. It's just like a few feet deep snow outside it. And I think there's more weather warnings in place over the weekend as well. So I think that game might be doubtful.
I know. We could do without that as well. I just because I think right now, John, you know yourself, it's sometimes like when an international break comes up, you're like, we need that, you know, just to, although it's boring that weekend or that next 2 weeks, but right now I just want to keep playing. The more games, the better. You know what I mean?
Aye, that's it. Like I said the other night there, football's all about momentum, and right now we've got good momentum. We've got positive momentum, so we need to keep it going, keep the pot boiling.
I know. And it's for us as well. It's not just the team; it's for us because the atmosphere amongst the fans now is brilliant. I see it on the page. Like I'm at 1 million views a day on the page at the moment. It's averaging. It's scary, and I jumped 3,000 since the Celtic game. I mean, that's a one-off. But I do us a favour, people. Seeing the ticker that you can see my YouTube ad, do us a favour, go and join my YouTube because my numbers are tiny in that compared to the page. But I'll leave that at that. But how do you what right starting now? Alan, what's the score going to be in your head now? And everyone in the comments, do us a favour, tell us your score prediction.
I said 2-0 originally, but I tend to agree with you. I think probably 3. So I'm changing. I'll say 3. 3-0.
Yeah, I saw that guy Anderson the day, and he looks pretty good. But the thing is, YouTube can make Stephen Hawking look good, and he's not only disabled, he's dead. You know what I mean? So it's, but everybody's quite confident. The thing is, the weekend there, man, that bounce was brilliant. And what I'm liking, John, again, we always hark on with this. I knew, Alan, it's a young team I'm so happy for. Just that they're getting to experience what it's like. I know it's a very short window or it's a very short period this has all happened, but this is what it's like, you know. The thing is, see, Aberdeen, I know they always raise their game against us, but see at Ibrox tonight, we should horse them. We've got to. And it'd be nice we've scored 3 at the weekend, see to score another 3 because this could be a helicopter Sunday unfold in front of our eyes, as in it could go right down to the wire, the last game of the season. And it might even come down to goal difference, so we need to start getting the goals in.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a season where it could go down to the wire. There's going to be ups and downs throughout the season, but yeah, you're right. We need to score as many goals as we can because who knows, it may well come down to goal difference, and you just don't know that helicopter could change direction again.
The split's going to be massive. And normally, I don't know if it's just me being paranoid, but normally the split tends to favour Celtic the way the games get laid out, you know. And obviously during the split, we've got to go to Parkhead again. Right. So that's a definite one for us in the split when we've got to go over there and play. So
I think we'll end up at Tynecastle as well.
Yeah,
because we played them at Ibrox first. So we played them at Ibrox, then Tynecastle, then it'll be Ibrox again. So we'll probably play Hearts at Tynecastle as well after the split.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. But see, at the end of the day, I know again, all football chat is cliches. You got to end it to win it. You know what I mean? Fear no foe. I know they've got Hearts. Is it not next? They've got Hearts next week at Tynecastle. That could be a huge game for the season.
25th,
is it? What is it now? The 7th. So okay, I'm trying to add that up in my head. But goals are a must. Looks like Penrice isn't possible. Penrice, that's the Hearts guy, right? The guy that's in PSV. Greece, right? That's the thing, though. This season, Motherwell and Hibs are going to be a right pain in the backside, aren't they? I mean, even Livingston. Listen, this season's just bizarre, isn't it? This season is bizarre. Who's messaging me? I just want to use in it, but I'll just. So that's Mad Ali. Hang on a minute to see if she'll come in. She's always a put. Give me a second. Give me a second to centre the link. But it's just there's no game now. I'm confident of winning, but somebody beating us isn't unexpected. Should I say? Is that the right way to put it? You know, we're perfectly capable of getting beatable. Because let's be honest, since Danny's come in, the results have been brilliant. He's done great for us, but we've been a bit lucky along the way as well, haven't we? That because Celtic. Again, I don't want to go on about Celtic bringing that Nansen might be an absolute godsend for us at the end of the season.
I think that's what you need. You need a bit of luck in football as well sometimes, don't you? And I think, what you're saying, it wouldn't surprise if we go and lose, but I think that's been over the years since we've come back, especially since we've been doing well in Europe, for example. We'd go out and beat like Dortmund and then lose at the weekend, or we'd draw a game and then go and win in Europe after it. So there's over the last 10 years, there's been no consistency. Where now there is a bit of consistency. We're no winning, with spectacular performances, but we are winning regularly now. So I think the tide is turning a bit.
I know. And that's another thing here, John. On you go, John. Sorry.
I think as well, Alan, you're bang on with the consistency. We've never had that for, I reckon, 10 years. Up for the season we won the league. I mean, even Gerrard, we got a run of wins with Gerrard, and then we dropped stupid points. We got a daft draw somewhere. And I don't know whether it's just the way that the previous coaches or managers, whatever you want to call them, rotated players. I mean, Clement was one as well. I thought Clement was a really good manager, actually. And I know he presided over Queen's Park and stuff like that, which I'll not go into, but he was another one that would put a mad team out there. You rotate it, but you go like that. Why is he playing? What's they brought him in for? And we'd end up shipping points. So I don't think Danny Roll's that type of coach. I think he's more like, let's get a team to win the game.
Aye, that the cliche of win ugly. You know what I mean? And he said that, and that was again. I'm going back in myself. That was the thing that mad guy at Celtic was saying. He said, "No, we must play this way," sort of thing. Whereas wanting to play Brazil 1970s, I'll always, because I'm just quoting my dad there because he said that was the best team ever, and it probably was. But anyway, Danny's just like he knows he's got a bag of crap in his toolbox, but he's going to do the best he can with them. And there's no perfect way, there's no doubt about it. Here's the thing: I remember we were talking in the group chat last night when the Man U manager, when Angrim, whatever his name is, Man U gets sacked. See in a year's time, if Danny's won the league this year, a trophy, and we're sitting top of the league this time next year, if a team like Man U sacked a manager, I'm not saying Danny would go to them, but they might start to look at this young dynamic manager, bigger teams. That's something we've got to worry about. But that's a good thing for us because that means he's doing well. But there's a bit of me thinks there's a bit of loyalty with this guy, but then again, when somebody flashes cash in front of him, it's difficult. That's the thing. Go on.
Sorry, I was saying, if he's doing well though, that's going to boost our reputation as well. So if he did end up going to a Man U or a Chelsea, then surely we would be able to then attract a better caliber of manager because our stock will be up as well because he's been doing well.
Absolutely. And that win at the weekend, John, and where it's put us in the league, because I remember we can go 3 points ahead of Celtic tonight and 3 behind Hearts. See the pressure that puts in them two for their games at the weekend. But what was I going to say? The game is Saturday beating Celtic. Our powers that be Ibrox, the people are going to sign players for us, and Danny can say, look what we just did at the weekend there at Parkhead. We're now in serious contenders to win the league. Do you want to be part of something special that can happen here? That helped us become a little bit more attractive to players. Excuse me, that win at the weekend.
Yeah.
Aye. Just arrived at the stadium, cold. Dolly Falls won the game cancelled. 4-0 tonight. 4-0 tonight. Hat trick, Rascal. Scott, I hope you've got money on that because if that comes in, It's a good game too. I'm looking forward to it. Like one of the comments there was brilliant. He said, if we give them a hide in the day, it's good for it plays in Aberdeen's mind at the weekend. It's a Sunday game, isn't it? It's Sunday the game, isn't it? I think.
So Sunday at 4:30.
Is it half? What time's that for me? Right, that's not too
Half
bad.
4 kickoff UK.
Yeah.
God,
it's a pain. I know this is 3 in the morning for me.
I don't see it. I'm driving down to England that day, so I don't see it.
That's 2:30 in the morning for us in Australia.
That's an awkward time, that, isn't it? I mean, the one thing, like this game, it's 2 in the morning here right now. That doesn't bother me because I've got no work. But what's that? I don't know about that. Maybe. If it goes to Germany, that's a 10 times. Need to extend that in the summer. I will see what happens. It's good to be able to sit and talk like this, so more positive stuff rather than the negative crap I've had to put up for ages. I know we've seen the team Tav playing whatever. I mean, Tav will not be on for 90 minutes. Who's the subs? Aarons is on there, isn't he? Max Aarons is on there. So
Sterling's on the bench as well.
Sterling's on the bench, right? I wonder if he's on the bench because of the accident, or the Rangers are just kind of like, we'll just give you a wee bit of time, you know, and because you know yourself with these accidents, like when you do the stuff at work and all that, the HR, when you do first aid courses, shot can take a few days to come in because that was pretty. That looked pretty rough. That he must have shat his pants with that, judging by the state of that motor, like, you know. But like people want me to post it on the page, and I go to the weirdo sites to look at that stuff. You know what I mean? And but certainly that's a team that can win. And I've got to admit, I don't know much about Aberdeen as players. Have Aberdeen got any outstanding players that we can buy off them?
I don't think so. I don't really know much about the Aberdeen team either.
Yeah, because he could be the weekend off the D United, didn't he?
I think what might be different tonight with Aberdeen is normally when we play them, they've got maybe 4 or 5 Scottish players in there that grew up knowing the sort of bad blood between the teams. But the amount of foreign players they've got in now, I don't know whether they're as clued up about that or whether they care about it enough to up their game that significantly.
I actually think the thing of their fans hate us, but the thing about the team, I don't know if that's quite as relevant in this day anymore.
That's what I'm saying. The team's
exactly
as Scottish based as it was.
I know the numbers are jumping on YouTube. What is it? And I think it tells me here. Oh, it's 50. I've got 63 people on, and it's 31 on YouTube, 31 on Rangers now. So I thank you. That's why the manager gets sacked. And the thing is, see the new manager bounce though, is that still about? Because look, Wolves didn't do it. Celtic most definitely didn't do it. So is that a thing now, really? Is Nisbet? That's name's been kicking about. Have they not got quite a good goalkeeper as well? Or am I barking up the wrong tree there?
Mitov.
I think his name's flashed up on the page before about new. But I've put my hands up about Butland. Like, I was wrong about Butland. Like, Alan, I said, we need a new keeper next year. Then somebody said on the page, listen, you're not getting an Andy Gorham or a Chris Woods anymore because they're 50, 60 million pound. And I was like, you know what, you're right. Any goalkeeper we're going to get is going to be good, but they're going to make mistakes because we just can't afford the world-class goalkeepers now. They're hard enough to get as it is. Never mind. So I'm quite happy with Butland to stay. I think he's 32, so he's got at least another 2 solid seasons under his belt. And under him, I would say. I think he's 32, isn't he?
32. I mean, some keepers can play up into their 40s, so you could probably get a good fee out of them. I think that performance on Saturday, that was Andy Gorham-esque. That was the amount of saves he pulled off was incredible. And that's the stuff that Gorham would do in those films. So you've got to take your hat off to him for that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've watched it back. Have you watched it back since, John? At least the highlights.
I've watched it. Bits and bobs of the game. Mainly highlights. But highlights are showing all his saves. You know what I mean? So he definitely had a good game.
Yeah. The one thing about Butland, his feet. The age is no changing. We can't improve him with his feet. You know, I mean, once that goalkeeper was at 32, it's just, and see when he's in his left foot, man, you're like, oh, fuck. His left footers always let us down. There was a comment there. Where was it? Celtic, man. creeping right behind us. And exactly there. McGregor was 40, and I mean, I don't. And the thing is, I think Jack Butland's quite settled at Rangers and Glasgow as well. And he quite likes it up here. You know, and he's a damn nice chap as well, you know, from what I understand. But if you come out at the end of the game or before the game, he stops with every single person, whereas some of the players just take a few autographs and go, which I'm kind of, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. But from what I understand, Butland, and he'll talk to people, talk to adults, and he'll talk to the young team as well. And that's always nice, because I know what it means to the kids when they get an autograph I never understood autographs, but that's just me being weird.
Aye. I think
it's
Butland,
nice to see, and he's a senior pro as well. Aye.
See, when last season, even this season, when there's been really dark times, Butland's always been one that's went and spoke to the fans and said, "Look, we're over bad. We want to improve." You know, and he's, you know, every other player he'd done just got back to their car, but Butland would actually go and speak to the fans.
Aye. And I think there was a couple of videos, people giving him an absolute dog's abuse, and he still kind of took it. I looked at young Raskin's Instagram the other day, and Christmas Day he posted a picture of him and his wife or his girlfriend and one with his dog, and the first comment was some Rangers fan giving him dog's abuse, saying, "You need to learn how to play players. I can see why Martin dropped you on Christmas Day." You're like, get a grip, man, you know. But McCann and Dodds, I hope that could turn out to be quite a good and interesting duo in the managerial circuit, you know. I'm from Troon, so Kilmarnock's just up the road, so I know a lot of Kilmarnock fans, and I hope they do well, because they're two good guys. Like Dodds is a person, but McCann's a gentleman, like, you know. So that could be quite a good, and that takes a lot of balls to do as well, to go to a team that's fighting relegation. So I wish them all the best.
And he's got good connections in the game as well, McCann, because he was the guy that took Glenn Kamara to Dundee. You know, and then we also ended up getting him for £50,000. So he's obviously got connections, and he can spot a player.
Aye. I mean, look, I say that, and that's a good thing. Like, I'd have thought Barry Ferguson, but I think Barry Ferguson is the only team who ever manages Rangers. And I'm not dogging in Barry Ferguson, but that to me is a red flag. He should go to a team like Kilmarnock and all that and learn his trade. But anyway, we'll see what happens there.
I think with Barry, I've heard, you know, ex-pros that played under him at Clyde and Kelty. He always said he wanted to, you know, do stuff that full-time teams are doing. You know, sometimes he couldn't understand why these players couldn't do the stuff that he was doing in training back when he was back at Rangers. But so that was the frustration with Barry. He wanted to be a full-time manager, but he was basically part-time players who were joiners and plumbers, and you know, these guys are knackered after work, and he's expecting them to go out and, you know, put a shift in.
But have you ever read the book The Secret Footballer?
No.
It's an ex-Premiership player. He says that. He said something along the line. I think it came out who he was. I can't remember who it was, but his book's brilliant. And it said he played in the Premier League, and then when he dropped down to the Championship, it says even the drop between the Premiership and the Championship, because in the Premier League, they're passing the ball without looking because they expect ex-player to be there. But then he would go down to whatever he went to in the Championship, he would do that and the guy wouldn't be there. That person wouldn't be there. You know, the difference in standard was unbelievable, and it took him a while to understand that, listen, I'm not playing for... I can't remember who it was. Somebody in the comments will tell us who the Secret Footballer was. But if you ever want to get a book, get The Secret Footballer. It's so interesting. The stuff he talks about, how after games, guys are getting helicopters to Paris to go in the piss for a few hours at night, getting helicopters back. You're like, mental. And I tell you what, I don't blame them. You know, and he always said about the London thing, how if you're a foreign player, especially if, say, Man U or Chelsea watch you, Chelsea can dangle the carrot of London in front of them, because, you know, their London's different to our London. You know, it's the Hollywood, the glitzy glamour, and the high-end restaurants, and all that goes with that kind of life. But so I think everyone's quite confident in the comments as well. It's been quite good, this. And you two are confident. So you're just about to go to work, John? Or you're watching the game, then work?
I watch the game and then go to work. Aye. It's mad hot here now, so it's starting to get into the silly temperatures.
I know. I was doing the. I was perfect weather here. Like, it was only about 22 degrees at night when I was in my dinner down the beach. But I know that'll please cheese everyone off.
We're about 30 all week.
Aye. It did say it was 30 the day, but I never left the house the day. I had one of those boring days. But it's just that page is too busy, and I've just got to keep an eye on it because. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, people, but it's just with all the comments. Like, it's overload at the moment. But somebody mentioned about. Oh, I didn't mean that one. Sorry. The numbers are up on the Facebook, the YouTube page. So thanks very much. Stop rubbing it in, used to. I know. But just I hope everyone gets to Ibrox safely tonight because like you've got the Aberdeen Rangers supporter with the Granite City Rangers Supporters Club, and I think everyone knows Wilf. You know, Wilf travels everywhere for Rangers, and Wilf's a lovely guy. I know I've had him on the pod before. I need to get a hold of Wilf again. That's a Rangers man. Teetotal. He actually ran me up to Aberdeen before after a game once when I was out. I was going offshore the next day, and it's just Rangers all the way up. You know, and he does a lot for the Rangers charity as well. Does well. You know, just a good man. And I've used his daughter's season ticket at Ibrox before in the main stand. But all right, cheers, Jim. No, it's good. All the punters that. Oh, here we go. As a Hearts fan. I don't mind the Hearts fans coming in, they're all right. Do you know what? There was even some nice comments from Celtic fans on the page today, and I was that's really good, block. Because it's not that they're bad people, it's just Rangers fans jump on them and it just gives a hand. So what's this rumour? No, if you get the Rangers, if you get the secret footballer or no, I'll remember who it was. It was Google it. Somebody Google who was the secret footballer. But it's so signings. We've got to get the signings thing. It's now I've talked about it. That's 7 days in. You would hope something would happen this week. You would if it gets to the end of the week, do we start to panic?
I don't think we panic. I mean, these guys are, they're constantly on the phone to agents and teams, and that they can some transfers. There's, with some teams it's like we'll only sell him if we can get another left back, or so sometimes it's a domino effect, and
absolutely,
and sometimes some transfers can go right down to the last hour of the window. So I wouldn't panic just yet.
And they might have a big important game come up. Say, look, we want for this game on Saturday. Then he can come over. Dave Kitson was the secret footballer. That's right.
I've just googled it.
It was. But honestly, gentlemen, get it, download it. If anyone, even if you have it on your iPad, your phone, the secret football. He did 2 books. It was one of them. It was one of the last paperbacks I bought, and I think it was in a flight. And I didn't even. It was a long haul. I think I finished it in a flight, which was unusual. But So Penrice, right? So Mr. Shanklin, being honest, the Rangers fans. I mean, you've talked about him, John. Would you just be happy with Penrice?
I would be happy with him. I think he ticks a lot of boxes that we've spoke about. Danny Rose talked about getting a more Scottish core in the squad. So he's Scottish for a start. He knows the league. He's worked his way through for Livingston into Hearts, and then obviously got a bigger move to AEK Athens. So his career's on the up, if you know what I mean. It's gone in the right direction. We've got to start, as I say, looking at these players. You only need to look at Connor Barron, how he's come on and developed. And the only develop when they're getting games. They need to get games.
A lot of the, like this, Alan said to you, they also use Soho House in London as well, because a lot of the agent stuff's done in London, because whether we like it or not, London is London. You know what I mean? That's where a lot of the lawyer stuff will be like, and a lot of the agents will be. So Alan, what do you think is there's no need to panic yet, is there, Alan?
No, I don't think so. Right. I don't think so.
Right, there's a jam. Right, listen, gentlemen, I'm going to go and have a coffee and try. I'm going to pour a pint of coffee down my head and try and stay awake for this game. I'll not be on after it because I'm done. And I might be. If you're about, you're about. If you're not, you're not. But the chances are I'm just going to my scratcher. So, as usual, thanks very much for joining in, and thanks for everyone for joining in the comments, because the comments keep us going. All right. So I'll not listen ahead.
All right, guys.
Right, gentlemen.
See you later.
Cheers,
Hope
Alan.
you-
The game.
Cheers, John.
See you later on.
See ya.
Cheers.
All right.